Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Winter Wonderland today in Northern Illinois. It's a Monday morning. Great, just what we all need. And I'm here to start off your week in a great way. So, if you don't know who I am, I'm Rita Hickman. Hi, Janae. Nice to see you. How wonderful to have my sister on. And Kathy's here. Great. Two very cool people. So, today's topic is about weighted blankets. Hi, Yvonne. Great to see you. Awesome. It's about the tools that we use and how the body mind works to help us feel less anxious. So, let's start with a little bit of understanding quick about the body and the body mind. Hi, Pam. Great to see you. So, when a lot of people talk about anxiety, one of the first questions I ask them is, what does anxiety feel like for you? Because anxiety or any emotion is actually a felt sense. It's something that you feel in your body, and when you start to take the judgmentalism away or the labels away, it actually becomes easier to handle. So when someone starts talking about anxiety, I like to cut right to the chase and I like to say, okay, so what does anxiety feel like for you? And for a lot of people, it will come across as, their skin feels like it's crawling, or their stomach knots up, or their heart starts beating a lot faster, or they can feel tension in their jaw or in their shoulders. Now, even though anxiety feels different for everybody, that there's lots of different ways to feel anxiety, it's still usually based on your nervous system feeling overwhelmed. And because we feel emotions, because we feel things in different ways in different parts of our body, anxiety it's all the same for everybody, but it's also very unique. This is when I like to bring in the chakra system. Chakras are places in our body that we feel different things, that we associate with different thoughts, feelings, or emotions. And when we have a part of our body that we have judgmentalisms about. Hi, Angie, good to see you. Let's say if you focus a lot on your stomach and how your stomach feels, then that's probably where you're going to feel anxious. I feel a lot of anxiety in my lower back because I like my upper body to feel relaxed, but I still have to feel that tension somewhere. So my lower back will tighten up or my stomach will tighten up. Other people are okay. Their faces kind of freeze into an emotion or into a felt sense, and it freezes there. So they'll feel it in their jaw and their neck and their shoulders. Hi, Ronnie. Great to see you. Other people will feel it in their heart because maybe their heart's a little bit more sensitive, has a little bit more inflammation. So when they're feeling anxious, they'll notice that their heart is beating faster. A lot of times, all of those things are happening. We just don't notice it. So if you've got a symptom of anxiety, first of all, let's stop calling it anxiety. Let's just recognize it as, how do I feel? What does it feel like? That will help calm it down, almost immediately. Taking it from this is anxiety to this is something, this is vanilla pudding, or these are jelly beans, or this is just a unicorn, or something that helps you dial down the stress from it. Hi, Nesreem. Nice to see you. And Jennifer's here too. Great. So one of my favorite tools, though, is something called a weighted blanket. Now, I got into body work because I would feel what most people would call anxiety a lot. I always felt like my skin was crawling and my stomach was knotted and my shoulders were tense. I felt all of those things and I didn't know how to deal with it. And I learned, because I was in a good relationship, that whenever I would get a hug or whenever I would be close to someone, and I could touch their skin, that it would start to calm me down. And that got me really intrigued with how working through the body makes us feel better, how dealing with body symptoms and body issues and how we feel makes us feel better. It was very curious. And so that started me on my passion and my love for how to dial down our emotions through our body. And one of those things I came across, as I said, was a weighted blanket. The story started when my in-laws got a shirt for their dog, and it was called a Thunder shirt. Maybe you've heard of it. And it's just a tight shirt that they would put on their dog when there would be a thunderstorm, hence a Thunder shirt. And that tight shirt would help keep their dog calmer, would help keep their dog leveled out. And so I thought, well, this is very curious. How does this work? And so with the nervous system, when you compress it, when you hold it in some way, then it actually tells your nervous system to calm down and relax. It tells the body to send more blood there, to send more nervous system signals. Hi, Lisa, nice to see you. And to open everything up and calm it down. So a Thunder shirt would tell the dog's body to pay attention to where it was stressed out and to give it that attention. You know, this is where a lot of energy work comes from, is a lot of hands-on energy work is people will rest their hands on some place that's troubling someone. And what it does is it tells the body to focus there, and it tells it to open everything up. And that pressure, just that pressure and that compression, tells the body to start calming down. So this is kind of the principle behind weighted blankets. So when you've got a heavy blanket, do you remember when you were a kid and you loved to be tucked in? Unless you've got issues, and I totally get that if you've got any challenges around that. But for most people, that's a pleasant memory. That's a memory of having this nice heavy weight on us that's comforting and soothing, a heavy quilt or a few heavy quilts. And so a weighted blanket is something that people who are dealing with anxiety, an overactive nervous system, let's say, will carry with them. And it's got a couple things with it. One, it's got the heaviness of the blanket, but then it also has the texture, you know, so it's really usually super soft, and that texture is distracting. You know, my husband has this tendency when he's stressed out, is he will start to rub my arm. He'll start to, you know, touch my hair or my back. He'll start to, you know, I would call it pet me. But when he was a kid, he had a dog. And when he would pet his dog's fur, it would make him feel better. It would calm him down, and it would calm the dog down too. And so that's true for people. You know, that felt sense, that soft sense that blanket brings gives a comforting part to it. Or if they use a fabric or colors that are calming or soothing. You know, why do we use pastels? Because pastels are very calming colors. They're easy on the eyes. They make us feel soft. This is why we have baby blankets the way that we do. Hi, Julie. Good to see you. So weighted blankets started to come around, I don't know. Well, they've been around for a long time, of course. And our favorite blankets like Linus, or, you know, when we were kids dragging blankets around. But now we've started using them as adults to understand that we need this comfort that's portable with us, that makes us feel better. I've known people that have taken weighted blankets with them when they've been struggling with grief or trauma. Hi, Katrina, good to see you. Grief or trauma with them when they've gone to meetings or they've gone someplace else. And they've just said, yeah, I have this weighted blanket, you know, and they might give a reason, I'm cold or something along those lines. And people don't give them too much of a hassle. But in reality, what it's doing is it's keeping their nervous system calm. And it's giving also that sense of warmth. Yeah, you bet, Lisa, no problem. It also gives that sense of warmth and heat, which keeps circulation going and things going. Anxiety is your nervous system overreacting to something. It doesn't have to be overreacting to a thought, but our thoughts can contribute to it. It can be overreacting to low blood sugar. It can be overreacting to not enough water in our system, or our salt being off. It can be related to being in an environment that's too overstimulating, has too much noise, or fluorescent lights, flickering lights, or smells, or people who are agitated. So when we start talking about anxiety, we need to take the stigma away from it. You know, the stigma is, well, what's wrong with you that you're anxious about life? You just need to let go. You just need to deal with it. You need to just get over, you know, your problems. What people don't realize is that it's that felt sense. And it can be caused by a lot of different things. And when it's almost like a perfect storm, when you not only have the sound and the flickering lights, and you're a little bit cold, and there's too much noise, and you haven't been drinking enough water today, and you just had a little bit too much sugar, and your blood sugar dropped fast, and then you add a thought about what could go wrong, which is normal and natural. We all think about things that could go wrong. That just tips it over the edge. The thought isn't the problem. The thought's just the thing that tipped your nervous system, tipped your body over the edge, and gave you this felt sense of your skin crawling and your jaw tightening and your shoulders tense. Many times I would feel anxious because I was cold, because I wasn't warm enough. And when I would take care of that, when I would either add more clothes or turn up the heat or add a blanket, my anxiety would go down and my thoughts would calm down. So remember, you've got a lot of tools that you can use. You've got dozens of tools that can help you dial down this felt sense, of an overactive nervous system. And it's not your fault. It's not necessarily because, you've got something wrong with you. Many times it's the choices we've made or the environment that we're in that's causing us to feel, our body to feel on edge, our body to feel as if it's not in control of itself, okay? So let's take, as soon as you start thinking, I feel anxious, or this is anxiety, or somebody tells you that, let's cut to the chase and say, what does it feel like, and how can we help the symptoms? Because if we help the symptoms, it helps the anxiety, the felt sense dial down. Hi, George. Good to see you. It helps the felt sense dial down, and you get out of fight or flight, and you get into a rational state of mind, and everything starts going smoother. When we're anxious, we're no longer, our rational mind checks out and we don't think clearly. It's our limbic system that's in control. And when we can dial down the symptoms enough, then we come back online, we make better decisions, and we're able to move forward with life. So you don't have to let anxiety control you. One of my favorite tools, as I said, is this weighted blanket, because it's got more than a trifecta. It's got like 5 or 6 things. It's got the weight. It's got the memories associated with it. It's got the texture. It's got the colors or the symbols on it. It's got the warmth. The only thing it would need that's missing is the smell of baking cookies, and it would play Paul Simon music. That's the only thing that would be missing for it to feel great. So if you're starting to look for tools to help you feel less on edge, that's something you might want to look into. And let me tell you, I don't use something that even looks like a weighted blanket. What I use is a great jacket that I have. I've got a winter coat that's a heavy felt that goes down to my knees, that's a great texture, that's a color that I love, that has a hood. So it keeps me warm, it's got good memories, it's got this weight attached to it. I can add an essential oil to it so that it smells good. You don't have to use something that's just a weighted blanket. Or if you need something that's a little bit less obvious, they've got compression shirts. They've been around for a while. If you go to a sports store, you can find Under Armour and all of these other athletic shirts, which are compression shirts. And what they do is they keep you warmer, because they keep everything compressed, but they also keep you calmer. And you can wear those underneath any of your clothes. You can wear an Under Armour shirt or an Under Armour pants. A shirt is great. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. A shirt is great, and it's not obvious and nobody can see it. Why did, for a long time, women liked to wear girdles. They liked to wear things around their midsection because it made them feel calmer, and when they lost that containment, that felt sense, they actually ended up feeling more vulnerable. They ended up feeling more open. Now, if that's what you want, if you want to feel free and easy and amazing, if you're ready for that experience, oh yeah, totally. Get rid of it all and go run around naked. But the problem that we have here is that we're so overstimulated that in our society and the life that we live, that we need more tools that help keep us level and calm. And so try a weighted blanket, try a heavy jacket, try a compression shirt. All of these things will use the same principle of focusing your body mind and pressing down on your body to tell it to calm down. It works great. So that's my tip for today. I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what it will be, but I'm sure it'll be wonderful. And I'm so excited. Tonight we have the kickoff for our 10-week coaching program. It's going to be a wonderful time. We've got 6 great women who are part of it. And if you missed this time and registration is closed, I will be opening it up again in the fall. Probably a different focus, a different niche of women that we will be working with. But we're going to get all the bugs worked out, and I'm so excited to be working with everybody. So I think that's it for today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you either tonight on the for the coaching program, or I will see you tomorrow morning. Okay? Ciao.